Hey, any listeners out there? This is episode 10 of the Fellow Traveller, and we are still at Cliftonville, and I think in between the last video and this video we played Dungannon Swifts and Glenavon and destroyed both of them. We're having a lot of luck against the weaker teams in the league, scoring a lot of goals and normally conceding none, getting a lot of clean sheets, as we can see a lot of the ones here. And today we're going to play Glentoran, who are 5th in the league. It's away, it's a bit risky, but I think we beat them quite easily twice this season already. Yeah, 3-0 away as well. And an Institute in the Cup. Institute are at the bottom end of the league, I think. So they're in my league. Oh no, they're mid-table, so that should also be a little bit challenging, but if anything, if the rest of the season is anything to go by, it should be a pretty easy game. Oh yeah, and transfers as well. So unfortunately I signed this player, Jose Fontan, just before, or like it sort of glitched out. I signed him during the point at which we left the European Union, because Northern Ireland is part of Great Britain. Some people will be aware, some people won't be. So when Brexit happens, when Britain leaves the European Union, Northern Ireland will have to leave as well, which is a sticking point in Northern Irish politics, as well as a lot of different regional politics in Great Britain. But yeah, so I bought him, and because he's Spanish, there was no work permit. And then after I'd confirmed the signing, or just before I confirmed the signing, we left the European Union, and he required a work permit, but he didn't warn me because of that. And now we have him, but I don't have a work permit for him. I just applied for one a few seconds ago, just before the video. We're very lucky as well. I was about to sell Gary Breen, and he refused the contract of whoever he was going to join. So we've still got him to the end of the season, because Fontan was going to be a replacement for Gary Breen. And also on that front, Jamie Harney's come back from his loan, and he's not very good, but and he's leaving at the end of the season. I'm happy to let him leave, but it's good to have an extra cover, because I don't trust Gary Breen. He's very old, and he's not that old actually, so he's only 31, but he's very slow. Yeah, acceleration and pace there, woeful. So yeah, we might sign some more players during this transfer window. We'll see. I think it's unlikely though, because I think I've actually gone over my budget. Yeah, I'm quite significantly over my wage budget. And even with adjusting the funding, I can't quite get it back. I'm not sure what I've done. Maybe I signed someone ahead. Oh, I bought Oren Brogan as well. I forgot about this. Sorry. I bought Oren Brogan because I just don't like... Chris Casement's been on a bad run for most of the season. He's getting on a bit. And this guy came up for 12k. He's got a lot of prospect. He's only 18 years old. He's attacking, so he can kind of have more attacking wing backs. And I don't like Sienna Foster. I've never liked him. He's not very reliable. I'm going to sell him at the end of the season, and we're just going to let Brogan ease himself in this season, and then next season, if I'm still here, if we don't win the league, and even if we do win the league, I might stay, just because I don't want to do another one season. If I'm still here, I'm going to keep Casement, I think, put him on the bench, or sell him depending on his wages, which are pretty high. It's 500 quid a week, and then either put Sienna Foster in the first team. I'm probably going to sell both of them and buy someone new, to be honest. I'm quite cutthroat with central transfers. I realised as well Chris Casement's got one in crossing, which is pretty woeful. Well, obviously it couldn't get any worse. He's probably just kicking it straight into the crowd. Anyway, that brings us to the first game. I've played a few youth players, because we've played a few youth players now. Some of the backup games, like Myrna and Stephen Hill, and they played quite well. So I'm going to continue that trend here. It's only those two as well, and they've got Flanagan near them, and they've got a lot of more experienced players near them that kind of cover them. Pick up where he left off last time. I'm going to tell Stephen Hill no pressure, although he hasn't responded that well to my feedback in the past, but it should be fine. I think they should be quite easy against Glentoran, even though it's away. I mean, they could throw a spanner in the works, I think, but I think the odds are that we're going to be fine against Glentoran. Yeah, and you can notice as well in the league, I'm 4 points ahead now of Linfield. So it's looking likely I might win the league this season. Oh, I thought I'd gone to Gormley then. Oh, it's a beautiful pass on Murray. He's got to finish it. I was going to say I thought he should have scored. It came up at the bottom, which is normally an indication that it was a clear-cut chance that he wasted. Yeah, it wasn't the best corner. Go on, Hill. Again for a long shot. He scored a few of them. No, maybe off to the right wing. Oh no, for the end of the highlight. But yeah, so we're smashing the league. I wouldn't say smashing actually. Oh, yeah, we're not smashing the league. We're just winning it at this point. And I'm concerned if we win it again, I think I'll have the same problem I had last season, where I won a not very reputable league, and then couldn't get a job after at a better club and had to re-add myself in as Cliftonville. Oh, it's a good finish from Ives, straight across the goal in the bottom right corner, right next to the post as well. But yeah, I think I'd struggle to get another club if I just won the Northern Irish League with Cliftonville. But we'll see. I have to think about it in the season if I do win the league, if I want to. I don't normally stay for one season. I have quite a clear-cut rule on that, because what can happen is that you end up, why don't you stay for another one? Because normally the reason I end up staying at a club is because I just really enjoy and love the team, and then there's never really a point where you should leave, or when you know that you're like bored enough, and I don't know, there's just loads of debates, and it's nice to kind of fly for a few clubs, so I tend to avoid it. But I do think that in this instance it might be a good idea, because we can have a year in the European competition. I see the Champions League is top. Oh, we're just playing like they just can't touch us. It was incredible, and like Brazil. But yeah, so I might play another year in Northern Ireland as Cliftonville and try and do well in the Champions League, get some reputation, and then move on. Or I might just cut ties and try and find a bigger club. But I've got no idea what the odds of that are at this point. But we'll see. I think we might win the league this season, because we aren't losing against Linfield. We drew the last one. I think we lost the one before that close. But we're beating everyone in the league other than Linfield. And we're having the odd disappointing loss. Oh god, fucking Casement again. That's why I'm replacing him. Yeah, we're having the odd disappointing loss, but it's not regular, it's very irregular, and it's much more likely that we beat someone like we are now, quite resoundingly. Not resoundingly, but comfortably is the word I'm looking for. I've been Chris Curry on, because Zock's not playing very well. I might bring Casement off as well later on. I should probably put Brogan on the bench. I don't like Foster, he's not very old, he's only like 22, so he's not very young, so he's not going to change much. There's Baird just ploughing through. Yeah, just doing nothing. I have to look at their formation in a second, because they just seem really just ineffectual. It's just us slowly wading our way through. Maybe they're all just standing off or something. This is exactly what you want to do as well. It's just linger around till we find a gap. Yes, Myrna. Yeah, I very much. I always work the ball into the box. I don't like high possession football normally, but I end up getting high possession in games like this because we just do a lot of passing the ball around on the edge until we find a good opportunity, like Ives did there. I don't like long shots. I find they tend to be very unreliable. Unless you've got one incredible long shot taker, I tell them not to take him, not to shoot from range. And I just find possession football a little bit boring, so I don't normally play it. I'm going to bring Brandt on for Flanagan because we've got another game in 2 days, so I want to rest some of the better players. I might bring McKeown off in a bit, but yeah, Flanagan's very important. They're playing. Oh shit! I brought off the wrong player. I brought off Hill, but it's at the end of the world. Now I need to work out if I want to bring off Flanagan or McKeown. I think they're finally going to get a chance. Yeah, 0 clear-cut chances, 2 shots on target. There's the goal. Oh, good for Glentoran. Are they playing very defensively? They're playing quite defensively? No, not really. Yeah, I can't really tell. There's a big gap between Gormley and Myrna. Don't really like that. I need to bring someone off. I need to bring either McKeown or Flanagan off. I don't like our centre backs. I'm going to bring McKeown off. I need him. I've got less depth at centre back, so don't want to risk it. Yeah, this was a pretty easy game against Glentoran. They never really tested us. They've got a lot of Thai players as well. Chris Caseman's knackered as well. Oh, I got 100% tackles, one. I don't want that. Yeah, his passing wasn't bad either. Oh wow, 8 tackles. Every single one. He's good in the air as well. I don't know what it is, his rating's quite really bad, but he must be, yeah, because he's quite good at heading. Maybe I'll keep him next season. I'll get rid of Santa Foster and keep Casement first team, but Brogan on the bench. It's good to have that. Like a young player who's got a lot of scope for growth, whereas Sienna Foster doesn't have that. Cool, so we've got Institute in a few days. I'm just going to pause and bring us back for that game. Sweet. So yeah, here we are for the cup game against Institute away. I've changed the squad up a bit, and Jose Fontan has been given his work permit, which is great news. It just sort of came up straight away, as if there was no debate. I don't know if there's a temporary period where you can get work permits very easily, but thank God. I thought we'd been botched by Brexit, which sounds like a headline of a, I don't know what the anti-Brexit tabloid would be. Maybe the Mirror? No, probably not. Anyway, so yeah, we're playing a few players that didn't play last game because there's only 3 games between the games. I really pissed off Michael McCrudden between the 2 games because I realised he's on 500 quid a week and he's kind of not really worth it. He's not been playing very well all season. I've kind of thought he was equal in quality to Leo Brown, which is probably not true on the stats, but it's kind of been true in the results. But I just don't play him. I play him Gormley every game and one player up front, and he's been very consistently not getting injured, so I've had to I meant to bring Brogan up. I've had to make some cutbacks because of money. We're over the budget, so I get a quick look at the youth team here as well, although Brogan doesn't appear to be in the youth team. Put in the reserves then. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, we've got a few players like Calvin McCurry that are probably a better shout than McCrudden. But yeah, I'm just not loving McCrudden, and we're paying him 500 quid a week, so I'm gonna try and get rid of him before the end of the transfer window, which has really pissed him off really quickly because he's a team leader as well. But we'll see if that has any negative impact. And also, Casement's injured for this game. I don't know what he's got. Bruce Chin, so she's out for this one game. So I'm going to play Sienna Foster and not be too attacking because we've got both players attacking, but we'll see. And I think Fontana will be fine. It's not a particularly difficult game. I don't care so much about the cup, so just order number. There's no good numbers left anyway. But yeah, so I don't think it'll be too challenging for her. I think it'll be fine. He is young and he is new, so I'm going to say no pressure for this game. Just going to give Chris Curran an inspiring speech. Yeah, and let's play our first Terence Irish Cup game. It feels very old school to have a domestic cup named after an alcoholic drink. Feels like the heady days of the Carling Cup in the UK. Oof, that was close. That from a free kick as well. It's a classic Cliftonville goal. I remember Obercan. I think he scored a goal against me earlier in the season. playing particularly well. I'm going to demand more, and they're focused as well. They're responding well. Go on, so back to Demirovic maybe. Oh, or to Flanagan. Demirovic again. Foster maybe wide. That was an interesting pass, but I think we scored. Yes, McKinney. Yeah, Arthur's been great going forward this season. He's been like a real four on the side of most teams, bowing down the left wing. That was a crazy pass to attempt, but he somehow got it to him, and then McKinney blasted in. But yeah, because I've got both of them attacking, they both kind of like bend over and make it so you have an overload on the left hand side of the pitch. Wow, that was a twisting, swerving free kick, and then McKeon headed it over to Gormley. Nice. Yeah, we're smashing Institute. That's why I wasn't worried about this being Jose Fontane's first game. I'm just going to have a quick look. I think we might win this quite easily. So I might want to rest some players. I was just looking for when the next game was. Although neither of these two are playing well. But yes, I might rest William McKeown. Maybe a few other players, like Flanagan, who I forgot to rest last game. Rested Stephen Hill instead, who needs the experience more than the rest. He's been great this season as well. Myrna's been quite surprisingly good as well. He was... Wow, McKinney. It was an interesting approach. Took it right near the corner. But when I first got here, Myrna was being touted as like a big future prospect, but I saw more potential in Hill. And I still see more potential in Hill, but I think the management were right about Myrna having a lot of potential as well. I could be Murder in his name. I'm sorry if you're an Irish local and you know that Myrna is being pronounced terribly. I tend to like to pronounce things correctly. I know a lot of streamers like don't care because it's quite a tedious thing to, but I find it quite interesting. Different names, different places, and oh, go on, Curran. He's going to pass it across, surely. Man City style, yep. Oh, it's an easy finish for Demirovic as well. Okay, I'm going to bring off McKeown and I'm going to bring off Flanagan. There's a way to do it. It doesn't pause it. Yeah, that's it. Flanagan's going to come off Brandt. I'd like to give Hill more games, but the manager of is it Paulie? Yeah. Our comrades over at St. Paulie complained that they loaned Brandt to me and I don't give him any games because I said that I'd sell him on, and I don't want to lose. Oh, it was close, bad. I don't want to lose the good relationship I have with St. Paulie. It's just nice to kind of simulate the fact that I imagine the management of these clubs might have a good working relationship. The fans certainly have a good relationship with each other, but also it's just good to kind of maintain. Oh, Doherty. Maintain that for future clubs that I'm going to be at, and I'm going to try and loan players from St. Paulie a few times as well, just because it's kind of a nice way to keep yourself grounded in the reality of the save. That if I work nicely with St. Paulie, I'd have contacts there, and one day I'd like to work there as well on the game, obviously not in real life. I've got no experience for management in real life, but I'd like to work there one day. It'd be nice to kind of have this working up slowly to get in that job. And oh, you know what? I might give Brogan a game. We've won this, and there are a few players I'd like to rest, but let's give the young man his debut. I'm gonna go attacking as well, just because I wouldn't want a fifth goal. And if we win 4-1, doesn't really matter that much. Perfect. That was very nice, solid, easy game. I'll just hand it over to assistant. I'm sure it's all praising, yeah. I'm just going to check quickly. So the draw isn't straight away, is it? No. So let's just look at there's a lot of good teams still left in it. Barner are there. Linfield got for extra time against Dungannsworth. Glentoran and Glenavon are there as well. It might be quite an easy draw next time because there's a lot of teams here in the lower league. Not many of them still in it though, actually. But we'll see if I get a good draw. Oh, there's 2 there. Oh, 2 there as well. If I get a good draw, I might show you guys the game. But if I get a really easy draw, I'm just gonna go for it and play youth players. So I won't show it. Yeah, and depending, because the season's kind of winding down now, depending on if much changes, because I think we might win the league now. I might just show the last 3 games in the final video, because it's quite a nice ending. Larnell and Field, and then Dungannon should be an easy game, but it's the final game of the season, and all the ones in between that should be pretty run of the mill, except for Crusaders, who beat us already this season, I think, away as well. So we'll see. I might show the Crusaders one depending on how we're doing, or I might just skip straight to the end. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll give you guys an update in the next video.